Hello, Comp 1 writers. I am making this video to talk to you a little bit about the final portfolio and reflection assignment that will be due at the end of the semester. This assignment is what you will do instead of taking a final. There is no final for this class. So it's due during finals week, and the specific due date for your class is Tuesday, May 11th. This is also the same day the revision for your third assignment will be due. And this is the very last week of the semester. In fact, the day after this is due, I have to enter in final grades. So this will be the very end of the semester that you'll be turning this in. Okay, basically what you're doing with the portfolio is you are showing the work you did in Comp 1 and then explaining how the work you did in Comp 1 met the course objectives. And you'll also be talking about the processes you went through to create the writing you did for this class. Okay, so there are two parts to this. There's the portfolio. That's the digital portfolio that you'll actually set up as a blog at blogger.com. The instructions for that are in the portfolio reflection folder in Blackboard. So you'll just send me the link when you're ready to turn that in. I think I'll actually have a place for you to post it in Blackboard. And then there's also a reflection paper, and that'll be an actual essay. And you'll include that with your portfolio. It will be part of it, but you will also upload it as a separate document in Blackboard. Okay, so let's just go through both of these and talk about them. So up here at the top, it has what should be in the portfolio. So what you'll want is all three polished drafts from Comp 1. So those are the three major assignments we're doing. The hometown narrative was the first one, then the ad analysis, and then the music argument. Okay, and it says polished drafts. That, if you did a revision on one of those, you would want to post the revision. If you didn't revise one of those and that's the only version of that paper you have, then that's what you will post. Okay, with each one of those, you'll want to have 2 or 3 sentences of introduction. Just something like assignment number 1 was a hometown narrative. I wrote about growing up in Bauxite, Arkansas, or however you would want to word that. Then you want to show at least 2 rough drafts that show instructor feedback or peer feedback that has been used. So you'll want to show how you used either what you learned from your peers in peer review or what you got back from me on a paper, the comments you got back from me, to show how you improved your writing, how you took that feedback and improved your writing. Okay, also 2 invention techniques. Invention techniques are what you do when you are getting ready to start writing. So maybe you wrote down a page of notes, maybe you typed up an outline, and invention techniques are going to be different for different people. Maybe you wrote really messy notes all over a piece of paper, and that's fine. That's an invention technique. Don't worry about it being too messy. So just show 2 of those. Notes you wrote down, outline, just anything you did that helped you kind of get ready to start writing, to start organizing an essay. Then you need a final reflection, which we'll talk more about here in just a minute. That's the essay. Okay, so again, the portfolio link is due. Okay, yes, that's right. I misspoke earlier. I will have a final portfolio link space in Blackboard in the week 16 folder that you will turn in the link, and you'll just paste the link in there. Remember, the link is whatever you named your portfolio when you set it up at blogger.com. It needs to end in .blogspot.com. It will give you the chance to name your portfolio, and you'll name it. It's good to name it your name, then portfolio, and then it will add .blogspot.com for you. So if I were setting one of these up, it would say Dean and All portfolio.blogspot.com. That's the link that you need to turn in. And you can just copy and paste that into the submission text box in Blackboard. Okay, so the portfolio, the digital part of it is worth 50 points. The reflection will be worth 50 points for a combined 100 points, which counts for 20% of your overall grade. So this is worth as much as a major writing assignment. So this is really important. You don't want to blow it off. I've had students in the past think, oh, it's not worth that many points. I've done well so far. I'm not going to worry about it. And it dropped their grade from an A to a C. So you just want to make sure you turn this in because it does count for quite a bit of your final grade. Okay, this is one assignment that cannot be turned in late. I know with the major assignments, the major writing assignments, you could turn it in late and lose 10 points every 24 hours, but you could still turn it in. You can't turn this in late because I have to enter final grades the next day. And there's no wiggle room with that. The university, I mean, they start breathing down our necks really the day before that, wanting to get our final grades from us. So that's not something I can put off. Okay, the final reflection, this is the essay part. You'll want to do this in MLA format. You'll include it in your portfolio. That means you can copy and paste the text into where you add text into the portfolio. You can also take a picture of it after you type it up and upload those pictures as JPEGs to your portfolio. Then, of course, you'll upload the actual essay into a separate space in Blackboard. Okay, that talks a little bit about the rhetorical situation for this reflection, the audience, purposes, and format. You want this to be at least 600 words. I don't think you'll have trouble getting there with what you're going to need to write for it. So here's where it breaks down what you need to write about for your reflection. You want to write about the 3 writing assignments you did and the processes you went through to create those assignments. So you want to talk about what you did in each project, why you did it. And this is, you're telling your own story about how you created these pieces of writing. So use first person. You can say, when I sat down to write my narrative, I made a list of memories from my hometown. That's the kind of language you want to use. So you want to talk about any pre-writing you did, any research you did for any of the 3 major assignments. Did you write several drafts before you turned in a final draft, or did you just write one? How did peer review help you? Things like that. And this list here in bold, these can help you think of things you can write about for each assignment. Also, if you completed a revision for any of the assignments, you can also write about that. Okay, learning outcomes. This is where you want to look at the learning outcomes, and they are listed right here. They are also listed in the syllabus. I have also put some of them at the top of each assignment sheet for the 3 major assignments, so you can look back at those assignments and see which course objectives you met through the work you did for that assignment. So this is where you show, here's how the work I did helped me meet the course objectives for this class. Here's some examples down here of how you can show this. The example here is students will integrate original ideas with those of others. So this is how you can state that in first person. I learned to integrate sources and compare them with my own. I also learned more about how to use sources in my writing. So that's one that would apply to the 3rd assignment, because that's when you'll be bringing in outside sources to support an argument. And there's another couple of examples there. Okay, and what you're doing is showing evidence from your own work to show how you met these course objectives, and you want to make sure they are coming from your own work. Okay, then you want to write about strengths and challenges. You can show an example where you think you did something in a really strong way. Maybe you did some really good descriptive writing in your narrative, and that would be a writing-related strength, and you can show that and you can explain why you believe you were successful with that. You also want to talk about a challenge, something that didn't feel successful, at least at first. Maybe you got some feedback from me on one of your papers that you had a lot of mechanical issues in there that were keeping your meaning from coming through clearly. And then how you were, so that was a challenge. And then you can talk about how you overcame that challenge. Maybe you revised that paper, cleaned up the mechanics, and the meaning came through a lot more clearly on the revision. Okay, and then the overall benefit, just you can end the essay, the reflective essay, with your overall perspective on your Comp 1 class. Do you think you've learned some new skills for writing, some skills you'll be able to learn later in college, later in your professional career? You can also talk about whether you think you're prepared for Comp 2. That's what English 1312 is, which is more of a research-intensive writing class. Okay, the reflection is due at the same day and time as the portfolio link. And of course, again, that's Tuesday, May 11th, and you'll upload this as a separate, you'll include it in your portfolio, but also upload it as a Word document separately. So that's 50 points, and the digital portfolio is 50 points. Also down here, and I had this up here too for the portfolio, there's a little box that shows, this is how you earn a certain number of points. So, if you're missing certain things, you can see what you'll earn. And then you can see over here on this far left column, if you want to get full credit, then this is what your portfolio needs to include. All right, down here at the bottom, here is the same type of rubric for the reflection paper. So this is where it just kind of breaks it down by the different sections in that paper. And you can go through and see what all your reflective essay will need to have to get full credit. Okay, this is pretty much the assignment sheet for the portfolio and reflection project. So if you have any trouble setting this up, the digital space, please let me know. I know some of you have already started sending links to me. And if you haven't done that yet, please get your portfolio set up and send that to me. And you can also go ahead and start adding content to your portfolio. I've expanded the how to set up your portfolio document that's in the portfolio and reflection folder. And you can see how to start adding content. One other thing I will do is I'm in the process of gathering some Comp 1 portfolios from last semester that were the way they were supposed to be and made a good grade, and I can post, I need to get the students' permission first, and then I can post some of those in Blackboard so you can see what they're supposed to look like. Okay, that's what I wanted to share with you today, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I will see you online soon.